In this video, we want to set up our project and also set up a GitHub repository for the project, because we'll need to push our code and save in the repository. But the first thing we need to do is you open your node terminal or whichever terminal you use, navigate to the folder or directory where you want to save your project and create a new project. So first we create a new folder by typing mkdir, make directory, and we'll give it a name. Now, since this is going to be like a sports chart application and it's a targeted niche application, I'm going to call mine football kick. Then you can give yours any name that you want. So mine is going to be football kick. Then I'll cd into the directory football kick. Now we have this. The next thing we need to do is to run git init. So we are going to run this since we are going to make use of git and save the repository in GitHub. So we run git init. Then we are going to get a message that says initialized empty git repository for this project. Now that we've done this, well, the next thing we need to do is let's go to our browser, go to GitHub and create a new project. So we'll go to GitHub and we'll type github.com. Here we are going to create a new project. And if you don't have a GitHub account, you could use or create a new account. I know some of you might be using other applications like Bitbucket or SourceTree, but for me, I use GitHub. So to do that, you create a new repository and you give the repository a name, call it football kick. For me, I will just leave the other things the way they are. I will click create repository. So it's going to create a repository with some instructions. Now here it says we should create a readme file, run git init, git add. We're going to do all of those later. But right now we have managed to create the new project and created a repository. Now the next thing is to open the project in your favorite text editor. I like using brackets. The other text editors you can use like Atom, PyCharm, and Sublime, or whichever text editor you prefer. So right now I've opened the project in the brackets. Then I'm just going to create a readme file, call it readme.md. So I'll just write testing. So with this now, the next thing is it says there's to add and make a commit. So I've opened the git bash. So if I run git status, you can see here we have the readme.md file, which is not tracked. So I say git add all. The next thing is git commit -m first commit. Then the next thing, if you go back to the browser, here it says git, we need to add this git remote. So I'll copy this from here, copy this out, then I'll paste here. Then the next thing and the last thing is to type git push -u origin master. Copy this, then I paste here as well. So now the code the readme.md file has been pushed to the repository. So what we need to do is just go to the browser, refresh this page. So we refresh the page and we can see our change. Right now you can see the readme.md file has been committed. So we've created the GitHub repository for the project. In the next video, we are going to run npm init to initialize it for Node.js.